Welcome to our Dungeon Full Dive VR tutorial. We'll be breaking down all the things you can do within Dungeon Full Dive to get you playing as quickly as possible. From the main menu, we can start a game, make a character, or go into the map builder. You can also adjust VR comfort settings and review keybinds. In comfort settings under the General tab, you can set your real-life size. Simply stand and press Auto, then you can fine adjust the value. Under Room Scale mode, you can choose between seated and standing play. With seated play, you can set an offset to be added to your camera height. If you notice during gameplay that your character is either crouching or floating, try adjusting the seated play value. Now let's take a look at the character creator. When you click on characters, you'll find a collection of ready-made heroes. You can also create your own hero from scratch. Click the plus icon and a new hero will appear. Click the edit button to make changes. In the body category, you can change your character's body type, height, and skin color. Under the Species tab, you can change your character's species. Each species type has different ability score increases based on the 5th edition rule set, which you can learn in the description box. From here, you can change the face, ears, hair, and eyes of your character. Once you're satisfied, you can click the Clothing tab and change the outfit of your hero. Now that you're properly dressed, it's time to work on that character sheet. Click the Character Sheet tab and you can apply your character information here. You can fill in your character's stats, strength, dexterity, constitution, etc. The game automatically calculates your skill checks for you. When you're all done, click the Save icon at the top right of the sheet. This will lock in your stats. Click the Save button at the top right of the screen and you'll return to the main menu. Clicking on Map Building brings up a list of official, public, and custom maps you've made. From here, you can choose from a wide variety of pre-made maps to directly use in your campaign. If you want to alter a pre-made map, click on the map you want to edit and click Load Edit. Now that we're in the map builder, let's go over the camera controls. Use the left stick to move around the board and the right stick to turn. You can also hold down the lower button on either controller while pulling your arm up or down to move horizontally. If you hold down the lower button on both controllers at the same time, you can also zoom in and out. Let's check out the assets available to us. If you want to place a new asset, you can hold the grip button to pull out any item from the asset browser. While holding an object, you can rotate the controller to rotate the item. Press the upper button to keep the item locked at the current height. Press the joystick down to force item's rotation to be upright. Pull the trigger button to place the object. Let go of the grip button to deselect the item. If you grip on an already placed asset, you can drag it around and place it again using the trigger. You'll find that all the items are categorized to make finding what you need easier. Architecture for buildings, environment for set dressing items, flora for plants and rocks, etc. If you need to find a specific item, use the search bar at the top of the browser. You can also activate the miniature browser to add NPCs and hero minis to the board. The terrain editor allows you to do just that, adjust any terrain on the map. You can adjust how large the adjustments you want to make are and how fast. You can then build mountains from the earth or dig lakes and rivers. You can change the landscape by adding grassy banks, stony paths, or even sandy patches. You can also adjust the pattern of your landscape creation with the shaping tools at the top. From the main menu, click on Play Online to start playing. In the game browser, you can see any public games that are currently open. You can also directly join a friend's game by entering their lobby code into the field on the bottom left. But now let's create our own game to show you how to set it up. On the top, you can switch the visibility of your lobby to private or public. Start the game by clicking Launch. Once the game is loaded, the chat window will be open inside the sidebar showing the invitation code. You can send this code to another player to have them join your session. While in the game, rotate your left or right controller upwards and the wrist menu will appear. The default hand tool lets you pick up any items. The ruler tool allows you to measure distances in the game. Simply hold down the trigger to start measuring. You can split the ruler by pressing grip. Pressing the trigger again stops the measuring. To throw your dice, click the dice tool from the wrist menu. Once selected, grab the dice floating on screen with the grip button. Shake the dice to your heart's content and let go of the grip to roll. The dice results will appear on the screen. If you need to roll a skill check or saving throw, press the upper button on the left controller to check your character sheet, and select the skill check you need. Throw your dice and the game will do the rest. The sidebar also holds other options as well. Hold down the upper button and move your hand to the target position, then release to lock it in place. You can switch to the Note tab and take notes in-game, or use the Map Settings tab to change the map or change the mood. You'll also find a feedback button where you can inform the devs of any bugs found or suggestions you might want to pass along. The Recording tab allows you to set up a camera to look at the world or yourself. You can also activate Streamer Mode, which stabilizes your camera feed if you want to stream your gameplay. Now comes the fun part. Rotate your wrist and select Full Dive. This will give you the option to full dive into a character. As the DM, you can control your player's full dive by bringing them back to tabletop mode or move them inside their miniature. If you want to change if players can freely full dive, visit the session settings. In the full dive mode, you're looking at the world through the eyes of your hero. Use the left joystick to move around, push down on the right stick to crouch, and again to crawl. Click the left stick to run. You can pick up items in the game world by holding the grip button near them. You can interact with items in your hand as well. Bring food and drink to your face, or grab an instrument and strum to play. Release the grip button to drop the item currently in your hand. If you prefer classic tabletop mode, you can switch back using the same menu. While in tabletop mode, you can also start the map builder and add map assets while playing with your friends. If your characters enter a building, you can also use the floor buttons in the top right, which will allow you to see into the buildings by floor. Now you're ready to tabletop roleplay like never before. Keep an eye on the Steam page for updates on new content. Also, feel free to send suggestions and feedback within the game so that we can improve. We hope you enjoyed Dungeon Full Dive.